guys and welcome to today's video. So today I'm going to be chatting about the things that I did and didn't need to take to university. If you guys have watched my university haul, me moving to university and coming back home, you would have probably thought she has way too much stuff, and I did. It is incredibly embarrassing if I'm being honest. I don't want to be that person that took everything but the kitchen sink to university, but I did. So I've gone through my university haul and listed down all the things that I'd mentioned in that uni haul and said whether I needed them or not. So I am doing a creative course. I do marine and natural history photography at Falmouth University. So I do have a wetsuit and some fins and a snorkel and a bunch of that type of stuff. I also have all of my camera equipment as well, and because I'm not only just a photographer, I am genuinely a creative person. I enjoy sewing and I enjoy doing art and that type of stuff, so I did take my sewing machine and my art supplies along with me as well, which I probably didn't need to take, but if I got bored I just found myself doing extra little bits here and there. That's the first thing I'm going to say. Take stuff to entertain yourself, but don't take too much because there's not going to be the room for it, and also then you've got to lug it all back as well. Starting off with stuff for your bedroom, you 100% need a duvet and you 100% need pillows because you need something to sleep with. In terms of duvet covers, make sure you have 2 or more because the washing machines and the dryers aren't exactly reliable. I'd put my stuff in the tumble dryer and it wouldn't be dry, so then I'd have to leave it out to air. I had scatter cushions and I had a throw on my bed as well, and it isn't a necessary thing, but it was nice to have because it just made it a little bit more cute and a bit more cozy. So if you want them, have them, but also remember you've got to bring them back. Coat hangers are a must-have. You don't get provided with coat hangers and you need to hang your stuff up. A laundry basket as well. My laundry basket probably was a little bit too big. My laundry basket was one that had 2 sections in it, and to be fair, I don't remember actually separating my loads, if I'm being honest. I just bought some of those colour catcher sheets. It turned out much cheaper, saves me doing 2 washes. Just definitely get yourself a dryer. You don't need more than one. I did originally buy some dryers that go on a radiator and I didn't really use them very much, and also one of them melted. I would just suggest getting an extendable one that collapses down really small. You'll definitely need it, because again the dryers don't work amazingly. I did actually buy one of those things that hooks over the back of the door that you can put all your coats on and stuff, and I didn't use it because it wouldn't fit over the door. Because they're fire doors, they have to close, so you can't leave stuff hanging over the top of them. But there was plenty of coat pegs on the wall behind the door. Doorstop. Please get a doorstop because it just opens your room. It allows you to be a little bit more social, so your door's open and people can just come in and go whenever they want. And it also makes it feel less lonely. I definitely suggest getting a small mirror, one that would just sit on your desk if you're into doing makeup and that type of stuff. You don't need to buy a big mirror because majority of the time they do actually have a full length mirror in the room. Mine definitely did. I'm not 100% sure about others, but every other accommodation I've been in has a full length mirror. Personally, I'm a massive fan on a clock. I like being able to see the time without looking at my phone. I bought myself a lamp and if anything it just got in the way, so don't bother getting yourself a bedside lamp. If you're anything like me, you won't actually spend that much time in your room. When I was studying, I was going to the library and I spent majority of my time sat in the kitchen socialising with my flatmates. I bought little trinket trays to put bits of jewellery in, and to be fair, I just had a jewellery box and everything just stayed in there. So when it comes to little knick-knacky bits, you don't need that much for your room. It also can make everything a little bit cluttered. So just be careful with the type of stuff that you're taking to decorate your room with. Photo frames. I did actually buy photo frames to go up on my wall and they just stayed under my bed. I didn't get them out at all. I had loads of photos and stuff all over my walls. If you want to go have a look at my room tour, I'll leave that linked in the description down below. They did leave marks. I'm just saying now, you're not really supposed to put things up on your wall, but I did anyway because I feel like it wouldn't have felt like my room if I hadn't done. But I mean, all you really need to do is just go onto Free Prints, get 40 free photos, pay for your postage, and then just stick them on the wall. You've got pin boards as well, so you can use them. So yeah, photos is definitely a must-have thing if you're quite sentimental and you feel like you might get a little bit lonely. You do not need an iron. I only ironed once, which was in my second week of being there after I did my first wash load. Unless you're really pristine with like your clothes, but if you leave them to dry, usually they do dry out pretty straight. So, and to be fair, like when you put stuff on, the creases kind of drop out anyway. I also did take a mini ironing board with me, which is still in its packaging, so don't bother with an ironing board. We also bought a little hoover because I wasn't too sure what the hoover was going to be like in the flat. The little hoover didn't actually really do much, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like it was just in the way all the time. But the hoover that we had in our flat actually didn't really work. So we did actually buy a hoover that did work, but I would say a hoover is definitely something that you need to keep everything clean. But usually they provide you with one, but we just couldn't be bothered to ask for a new one because we knew that they'd probably just give us another rubbish one. An extension cable is a definite must-have. Definitely take more than one towel, probably maybe take more than 2 towels depending on how often you shower. There wasn't great ventilation in my bathroom, so stuff didn't really tend to dry too quickly. Also, with being by the coast, we did go to the sea quite a lot, so I made sure I had a beach towel so I wasn't taking like my nice towels down to the beach with me. You get a bath mat, so when you step out of the shower you're not getting water everywhere on the floor. You buy a basket or something to keep all your cleaning products in, it just makes it so much easier. They're all in one place and they're not just messy and scattered everywhere. You will actually need to clean your shower, believe it or not, because it will go a bit mouldy and it will go a bit nasty, and yeah. I did actually buy something that would hook over the shower so I could keep all my soap and stuff in there, and because of the way the shower was, that wouldn't fit. So I guess don't buy something to put in the shower if you don't know if it's going to fit or not. I did buy one of those plastic mats that you put in the shower to stop you from slipping over, and it went really funny really quickly because it couldn't dry properly. And to be fair, the shower didn't really need it, so that's something you don't really need. Toilet roll holder, weirdest thing, but definitely get one. Also maybe a cup or something to store your toothbrush and toothpaste in. In terms of kitchenware, me and my flat actually were pretty good and we shared a lot of our stuff, so I mean, in theory, I probably didn't need to buy anything because I could have used other people's, but obviously I didn't know that we were going to be able to share and I was going to be with people that didn't mind me using their stuff. Ziploc containers are definitely a must-have. You don't need that many because I did actually go with quite a lot, and I mean, I didn't use half of them, but when I did use them, they became really handy. It's just good because you might make too much food and then you can just put it in a container, put it in the fridge, and then you can whack that in the microwave the next day. Pans. Definitely get yourself some pans. Baking trays. I went to Tesco's and I bought one of the basic sets, so it came with like a baking tray, a roasting tray, cupcake tray, a tray to make a bake, and then something else, I can't remember what it was. If you don't see yourself baking, don't get a set like that, but I knew that I definitely wanted to do some baking while I was down there. But don't get anything that's too expensive because they probably will get ruined, especially if other people are using your stuff. Some people don't clean it properly. It just depends how particular you are with other people using your stuff. To be fair, because everyone's trays just look the same, you didn't know whose was whose anyway, so I guess it didn't really matter that much. A pizza tray. I like using a pizza tray, and some people have never used a pizza tray before. Like, I remember being at uni and someone was like, what even is this? And to be fair, whenever someone was having a pizza, my pizza tray was always getting used because it was just convenient. The same with the pizza cutter as well. I bought a pizza cutter and everyone would use the pizza cutter. That I actually went to IKEA and bought another 2, so we had 3. Kitchen knives. You're obviously going to need kitchen knives. My kitchen knives weren't that good and I actually don't remember bringing anything back with me. A strainer. A strainer for pasta, for rice, for anything that you need to strain, like potatoes maybe. I had a collapsible one and it was really good for storage, so yeah. I did buy myself an ice cream spoon, and to be fair, I don't actually eat ice cream that often. I thought I would being at university because I was like, yeah, I'm buying my own food, but to be fair, like, I hardly ever eat ice cream. People just tend to eat ice cream straight out of the ice cream tub because they're not sharing with anyone, which is fair enough. So I guess a can opener is useful for cans that don't have pull loops on them, but again, I try to buy stuff that has the pull loops on because I actually find it really hard using a can opener, but it's something useful to have. Also a bottle opener. You're going to need a bottle opener. You're going to need some scales if you want to do some baking or if you're trying to cook and you need to measure stuff. Also with, again, if you're doing some baking, a potato peeler. Just the basic utensils in general, like potato masher, tongs, spoon, ladle, whatever you know that you're going to be using, but only get cheap ones. Chopping boards. We had a whole pile of chopping boards in our kitchen, to be fair. I just got some of the cheap plastic ones from Sainsbury's. I got like 3 different sizes. An egg timer. I didn't actually use it at university. I always use an egg timer when I'm at home, but I didn't when I was at uni. I either used my phone or the oven actually had its own timer on it, so I just tended to use that. Oven gloves. Definitely get yourself some oven gloves. You can use a tea towel, but tea towels can be really thin, so just get some oven gloves so you don't burn yourself. Measuring jug, because measuring jug is always really useful. Also, you can make pancake mix in a measuring jug and then just pour it onto your hot pan. I always use a flask when I'm drinking water. Obviously they're really good for hot drinks as well in the winter. Definitely invest in a flask. Also, for myself personally, I don't really use travel mugs, but definitely maybe get a travel mug if you're into getting a coffee. Better for the environment, and also you actually don't have to pay as much if you have your own cup. Mugs in general for, you know, hot drinks. And then obviously you're going to need bowls and you're going to need cups and plates to eat off of. That's pretty much the do's and don'ts, things you need to take to university. I hope this video helped a lot of you guys getting ready for university. I think one of the reasons why we ended up taking so much with us was because 1, my mum got overly excited. 2, I'm the first person in my family to go to university, so we didn't really know what to expect. And 3, you watch university halls and you see what other people have and you don't really know what you need yourself. So I think in terms of the basics, make sure you have the basics and then work your way up from there with other things that you want to take with you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already. I really hope this video has helped you all, and yeah, thank you again for watching and have a good week.